Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to do part 2 of EMF radiation. So you remember the pictures I did. The blood pictures before installing the EMF blue shield. Right, they were in a bit of a mess here, and I put these on in part 1 video, and this was 2 weeks after we had the blue shield installed or plugged in, and the cells look really beautiful, separated, nice and round, plenty of oxygen, electricity back in the cells, so it made a huge difference. And it's the only one that has made a difference, from the ones I have used for the last 10 or 15 years. None of them have made any difference. So I had to throw them in the bin, unfortunately. But I just want to do a quick... I just got a document, and it was talking about Omicron. Dr. Biscardi, Italian doctor, announced not long ago that Omicron is not a pathogen, but it's a radiation attack. And this is what's going on today. These are radiation attacks in the form of millimetre waves. Now, when you see part 1 and part 2 of this EMF toxicity, we're talking about millimetre waves. And these EMFs are causing a lot of diseases. This radiation increases by about 15 times at night while you sleep. Closed walls and doors cannot stop it. Doesn't make any difference. It actually amplifies in the jabbed. Those that have had this, it increases or it amplifies because there's graphene in there, and graphene is an EMF. This causes nausea, diarrhea, fever, visual issues, headaches, memory loss, disorientation, and the cough, which I have since they've been doing a lot of spraying in the skies, is trying to get rid of graphene. So I must have graphene through, because I'm not sick as in phlegmy, and I'm a fairly healthy person, so this dry cough is trying to get rid of graphene. And they've done a fair bit of spraying around here in the sky the last 6 months or so, and it is affecting me, but it could have been worse if I didn't have protection. So there's also tinnitus, skin issues, itching, burning, redness, twitching, shingles, and psoriasis. Now, glutathione breaks down graphene. Now, I could get into trouble here, but lemongrass can produce glutathione, but not the lemongrass that you think. Okay, it's it's a lemongrass concentrated. Okay. Also, paracetamol is an antagonist to glutathione. So if you're going to take paracetamol, that'll decrease the glutathione. Melatonin oils, cedarwood, frankincense, great for those, but be careful you don't just buy commercial brands, because they won't work. Blue Shield is the best protection for EMFs, without a doubt. Okay, so part 2, let's go to part 2 of this EMF study. 24 hours on a mobile phone is like 1600 X-rays. Very dangerous. This is foreign. This is not real. December 2004, called the Reflex Project. There was 12 research groups in 7 European countries, so it wasn't just 1 or 2 researchers, it was a whole team. Top EMF researcher says rollout of 5G is insane. Putting in tens of millions of 5G antennas without a single biological safety test has to be the stupidest idea in the history of the world, Professor Martin Paul says. Many natural practitioners, integrative doctors use these Blue Shield solutions now because they know nothing else seems to work. Those man-made toxic agents have been increasing at a rapid rate since the 1960s. Dirty electricity is the underlying menace, and it's, you know, we've got so many different remedies out there, and we have the missing link right here is to protect ourselves against EMFs. This is one of the major missing links. The other missing link I talk about in my other talks, which talks about the sound frequencies and the music notes. So you don't get them in many therapies. So these are the missing links. I have a lot more videos out there that talks about the music notes and the sound frequencies. But symptoms are just a response to this madness. He says CV19 is a simulation of a virus with computer modelling as a manufactured pseudo virus. It's really not a virus. A lot of researchers know that by now. SARS-CoV-2 does not exist outside the digital realm. It does not come from a human. Here's some websites up here you can have a look at. covidmyths.com, Dr. Andrew Kaufman, Dr. Thomas Cowan. The last 130 years of virology, study of viruses, is not based on true science, they say. This is Andrew Kaufman, MD.com. Have a look at that. And Sally Fallon Morell, she says, why viruses are not the cause of disease, it's a myth. It's an imaginary virus. So it's not just one researcher or two saying this, it's a whole team of these researchers are saying the same thing. Dr. Weston Price Foundation, 58 government institutions have looked at all this. They haven't found SARS, or these government institutions have not found SARS-CoV-2 from humans. So from leading authorities of isolation and purification, this is from leading authorities. Okay? So drtomcowan.com, this is some information from there. Virus is excretion of toxic cells. It's bits of DNA and RNA and other proteins which bud out from the cell. This happens when the cells are poisoned. It doesn't cause anything. So as a result of the cell being poisoned, these exosomes, which are minute, come out. They're trying to remove the toxin. They're not causing the problem. Okay? They are not invaders, but trying to help us adjust to our environment. They are like neutrophils. They're gobbling up toxic particles. And I see that in the blood. Sometimes I see the white blood cells gobbling up particles. Exosomes contain the same component as a virus. It acts on the same receptor, same as SARS-CoV-2. So it's not causing any issues, it's trying to save you. 5G completely disrupts structure of lung cells and oxygen absorption molecule. This is serious toxicity. If you haven't got oxygen absorbing, you're going to have all sorts of problems. COVID is the body's response to 5G toxicity. It is not the problem. Everything emits 5G. Electronic wireless radiation, non-ionizing radiation, electromagnetic radiation and fields, dirty electricity, power lines, you've got grids, you've got radio waves running along potentially all electrical wiring in every building. It's a potential carcinogen. You got home, workplaces, hospitals, gyms, research centres, schools, even solar panels, fluoro lights, wind turbines can all give off EMFs. We're in an EMF soup, basically. Dirty electricity speeds up current of your body and not only speeding up cancer. So radio waves penetrate the body at 1.7 kilohertz. So it's not the frequency that your body runs on. Now, urban cancer deaths amount to 60% higher than rural. Stats are there from the 1930s, but no one investigates. They don't want to tell us. The inescapable conclusion of the 20th century pandemic of disease, cancer, heart disease, diabetes, mental issues and all, are all from electrification, radiation. So our pandemic is EMFs, radiation. Therefore, a large number of these diseases are preventable. Solar panels are DC. Electrical wiring is AC. So when you convert it with an inverter, that is very toxic. And people think, oh, solar energy is safe. Don't get me wrong, I'd prefer solar than electricity, but the inverter is very toxic, so you need to have protection. Humans are DC, electric wires are AC, so it's a constant distortion of our cells. It's putting our cells out of balance, out of tune. Now, I talk about out of tune cells with the harmony of specific oils and sound therapy and music therapy on some of my other videos. EMF is a constant menace to your health. There was a court case with Energex, the world's first, and they were found to have a conflict of interest. So they didn't win. So, we know it's toxic. Even the courts found out that it was toxic. So you got COVID, EMF, 5G have the same symptoms. 5G is just more intense because it's pulsing. Dr. Powell messages a message to the government. He said 5G is insane. This is what he said to the government. Produces cancer, heart disease, depression, mental issues, autism, Alzheimer's, reproductive issues, eyesight issues, damages central nervous system, brain, and every body system. Now, in 2018, Magros and Xenos, was a mouse study, reproduction, they found out that the reproduction within 5 years will be zero. if we keep going with this for humans as well. So we need to act rapidly. If we fail to act quickly and vigorously, he said, the deterioration of our brain will seal our fate. Our collective brain function may become completely incapable to deal with such a mega crisis. If we go ahead with 5G, this crash may happen instantaneously. So it's not going to be a slow thing, like sometimes cancer takes 20, 30, 40 years through lifestyle abuse. But through 4 and 5G, it can happen within months. The substance which most effectively communicates with 5G is graphene oxide and hydroxide. Now that's from the inoculation. They work together. No substance in existence is more capable of penetrating the human brain, and that's the graphene. Spasms clearly indicate a disruption of the human electromagnetic field. We are electrical creatures, so we need to have the right electrical field around us and in our system. In 2017, people who lived near 5G towers had a greater risk of cancer and heart attacks. 2020, the first pandemic wave in the US, COVID had attributed its causes and deaths considerably high in states and cities with 5G towers compared to cities and states with no 5G. So there's tons of tests on this. 5G enhances the effect of other toxic agents, weakens the immune responses. Now, in September 26, 2019, China's first smart city installed 10,000 5G base stations. That's just in one city. That's the US total. So the US has only got about 10,000 base stations in all of the US. So no wonder a lot of people dropped dead in Wuhan, China after the you-know-what. Then they turned the 5G on. 75 to 80% of these were activated October, November, December 2019. One of the best things China can do to control a pandemic is turn off the 5G, Dr. Paul said. Now, the brain waves, these interfere with our brain waves. Now, we don't have to know all this stuff, and the frequencies of our brain waves, but there it is there. But the gamma is when we're excited, the beta is when we're active, the alpha is when we're relaxed, theta is when we're drowsy, and delta is when we're in a sleep. Okay? And all these waves are interfered with so that our brain capacity just doesn't function right. Then you've got all the different frequencies up here. I'm not going to go into detail because I couldn't explain everything to you. But the thing is, we've got all these antennas, the microwaves, the phones, the wires, the high tensile wires. They start from kilohertz to megahertz to gigahertz. And then you've got the, this is where the human cell is about, where the far infrared. So the human cell functions around there with the sunlight, roughly. And then you've got human X-rays, and then you've got gamma rays, wind turbines, ionizing radiation. These are all interfering with our cells. So we're surrounded by different types of rays. So hertz is electrical wiring, kilohertz is radio waves, dirty electricity, megahertz is solar panels, you've got megahertz Also, you've got microwaves, mobile phones, antennas, smart meters, and gigahertz. You've got smart meters and 5G. So there's all sorts of EMFs going around everywhere. We're surrounded by them. And remember, we've got the chemtrails above. They're causing a lot of problems. So 1 to 5G starts at between 2.45 gigahertz to 95 gigahertz. That's 600 megahertz and onwards. 600 megahertz. Now our bodies range from 52 to 78 megahertz. So it's just totally different. It's destroying our electrical balance. So nothing functions too well. So they had a little show on Catalyst, ABC, and they said we were Wi-fried. So it's even on the news. It's even on ABC. We're Wi-fried, and we're fried by these gigahertz. And the microwaves are wireless baby monitors. Wireless baby monitors as well. Mothers, be careful. Wi-Fi, 5G, 60 gigahertz, it's killing our planet. Our planet. Also interferes with oxygen conversion to energy by the mitochondria. This is serious. If you know anything about oxygen, without oxygen, there's no life. There's no life. So if our mitochondria cannot convert oxygen to energy, or ATP, we're in big trouble. We're in big trouble, and it would be easy to drop dead if you had the plus had 5G, and 5G turned up. They don't go too well together. So what's happening is 5G has more pulses and more wrong information to the DNA. This is very important because our DNA is running on information, because what the DNA does is it sends information to the mRNA, messenger RNA, sends a message, okay? And the mRNA makes the proteins for our cells or our systems, okay? So if we got the wrong information going in to our system, into our DNA, through whatever it is, movies, novels, junk food, wrong music, etc., chemicals coming into our system through here, or here, the DNA gets the wrong information, and that information is transmitted to the RNA. The RNA has to make cells from what it has or what is available. So this is information technology we're talking about. 4G causes single and double strand breaks, creating chemical changes and mutations in cancer. This was way back in 1996 they knew this. And that's 4G. So you don't want to break your strands on the DNA. That's what holds you together. EMF is accumulative. Every second counts. We are all affected. This is a rapid aging syndrome. Some people say, oh, I don't feel an EMF. Well, you might not, but it's affecting you. It's breaking your DNA strands right here. Sometimes there's no symptoms, but sometimes you're getting all these health issues. You don't know where it's coming from. Yes, it's diet and lifestyle, that's some of it, but now it's coming from 5G and 4G. Don't play games with your code. It's not worth it. Okay, solution. Have we got a solution? Well, first we've got to get rid of the information interference that's coming in. Give DNA the right information, the truth. Our DNA is run on truth. And this is what we need. 1999 to 2014, lessen EMFs as much as possible. Blue Shield is the only technology that really works. Not only is this my research, because I've tried 50 devices and I had to throw them in the bin, but this is the technology. This is the neutral scientists that are saying this, because Blue Shield is the only technology that provides the information that was in nature, the frequencies that were in nature. That's why Blue Shield works. The other devices are trying to block the EMF, but the information is still going through to your DNA. Here's the difference. Now, I've got a bit of an advantage. I've got a microscope, I see blood cells, and I've seen all these other devices didn't change my blood cells. Blue Shield did, because it's giving me information that I need for my DNA. So underlying energy, frequency of the universe, atmosphere, the Blue Shield is the underlying energy we need. It's the frequency of the universe that was here before we polluted it, before we polluted the atmosphere. So life promoting energy this is, that carries information. So it's the only technology that carries information, or the right information. Sustains and enhances life and the mind for body functions. We exist on life supporting information, and it is being changed. Information equals instruction. So if we're getting all this information is instructing our DNA to make cancerous cells. That's the bottom line. Or to make diseased cells, whatever you want to call it. Symptoms are a consequence of breakdown of biochemistry. Chemistry is driven by information and instruction. There it is again. It's the information. This is the missing link. Apart from what I said before, the music, the sound, the sound frequency and the musical notes. This is the missing link. So Fitz Albert Pop, he said cells of a healthy person emit coherent light. So there's the light. Sick cells emitted scrambled, too much or too little light, photons. Now I've spoken about photons a few times in my different talks. These are light particles that have been found in our mitochondria and DNA. In the beginning, God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. This was before he made the sun on the fourth day. On the first day, he said, "Let there be light." So we need the light, Jesus. So the code, we need the right code. So whatever God has programmed, unfortunately, it can be deprogrammed and reprogrammed. In other words, it can be ruined. But it doesn't mean it's good. Because this is the difference between health and disease, is what we're programming into our cells. programming and reprogramming. We need the right code. Now, 1994, Institute of Health, National Institute of Health, says the field of energy that surrounds us, which is the biofield, nature's original wireless system is humming along as it is meant to. And that's the blue shield. It makes that natural field that we all need and we're missing out on. Even if we go in the middle of the desert, we're probably not getting this biofield. Whole body matrix, self-organising networks of information, they're travelling at unimaginable speeds. They need this information. They need this biofield. In 1896, Tesla discovered electricity. 1899, 3 years later, he released a scalar wave component and he felt the energy was different. So this scalar wave was like an EMF. And he didn't realise what it was till he felt the difference. Scalar waves are inherent in all EMF, the scalar information field, the wrong information. This is what's doing the most damage in EMFs. It's like dirty electricity. It's this single scalar wave. Now, there's a lot of so-called EMF protection, and these people think they're doing the right thing, and that's all they know. You know, you got the shielding paint, you got the curtains, EMF blankets, clothing, Faraday cages, passive EMF protection, all the blockers, devices, there's pyramids, there's all sorts of shapes, there's phone chips, you got plug-ins, etc., etc. It's still going through all these attempts. What's going through? Is the EMF still going through, or is it the information that's going through? Now, some of the EMF blockers are blocking some EMF, but it's not blocking the information that's getting to your DNA. So it's still coming through. The information's coming through that bamboozles your cells. They don't work. I had to throw a lot of mine out. All of mine out. They all believe they are doing the right thing because this knowledge is not readily available. Now, you probably haven't heard a lot of this stuff before. I'm putting my neck out here a bit because obviously the authorities wouldn't like this. You don't know what you don't know. Some products heat you, so it's doing damage well before quantum level. Blocking EMF is unsuccessful. Information is still going through. We need superior technology, and only Blue Shield has that technology. And normally I don't like saying only this technology does it because normally that's not real science, but that's what the science is showing. Only this BioShield, millions of scalar energy information technology is the only one that's working. Illness starts at biofield scalar fields because of information distortion. This is why it's working, because it's an information biofield which affects your body as a whole. Root cause of disease is at the level of information and energy or frequency. That's the root cause of diseases. Okay? It's at an information level. Now, the main culprit is scalar energy from EMFs because it's singular. We can control our biology to a certain extent, we are destined to use technology to ensure survival also. Our solutions need to be speaking the same language, the same code to ensure support against EMF poisoning. Now, if I can just mention something about this, this is so true. This is the missing link. Solutions need to be speaking the same language and given us the same code. Now, this is also true in my other missing link, which is the Bible remedies. They have that missing code as well. So you put these two together, Blue Shield and the Bible remedies, and you got a potent combination. So nature uses scalar waves with frequencies as well. So this might sound a bit confusing. Hang on, the main culprit is scalar energy from EMFs. That's what's causing the disease. So we're going to counteract that with a scalar wave as well. Okay, well the difference is the main culprit is the EMFs. It's a singular scalar wave or scalar energy, where the nature one is millions of frequencies. Just like the Bible remedies I'm talking about, they have hundreds of different molecules, where a man-made therapy has one or two, right? This is the same. Nature uses millions of frequencies. So frequencies are signals with information. Now we keep repeating this because this is so unheard of. And we need the right signals to go into our system. We are programmed to seek and attune to these signals. This is how we survive. Humans also use scalar waves. Critical information relationship. This is a relationship between health and information to our DNA. Survive, reproduce, heal, repair, thrive. Konstantin Meal and Albert Einstein actually confirmed that humans use scalar energy. Likens a brain to a scalar wave computer. We need to get back to nature's coherent field. Thousands of artificial waves scramble our signals. Communication systems are out of sync. Now, I'm not going to try and be funny and say we're out of the kitchen, but I've said it, and I'm sorry. Albert Einstein, he said we can't continue on the same path which is not working. Blocking EMFs is not working. Code can be used to heal or to harm. So any code given to us can be used to hurt us or heal us. So you're better off getting the right code. You can place a code into liquid, inject it or swallow it. mRNA, does that ring a bell? The wrong code. Natural law is a code. It's a code. Just like the 10 Commandments. They're a code. And they protect us. They're information. Information going into the DNA. So we need to restore the information relationship, they said, and then Blue Shield was found. Now, Blue Shield's not the company, so I'm not pushing a company. This is the Blue Shield technology, the information relationship we're talking about. Now, Fibonacci sequence, that's a code, and that's the music code that changed. Now, I'm not going to go right into this now because I've got a video about the musical notes and the sound frequencies have a big bearing through music, but the Fibonacci sequence is a code, and the phi golden ratio are the codes. These are the codes of nature. Now, nature's phi ratio is the fundamental principle that the universe, or God, uses to multiply or divide itself on all levels, which is mathematics. It's mathematics. So God uses sound and mathematics to keep the universe running. Otherwise, we would have destroyed it by now. This is the same geometry our body operates in at all levels. These two codes. Truly effective EMF protection needs to meet at least 7 stipulations. So it needs to be powered to cancel out harmful component, not just block it, but cancel it out so that the body doesn't recognise it. Fibonacci sequence, our code, our operating system, the phi, golden ratio, harmony in the body. Like I said, there's sound frequency and there's musical notes that our body needs in remedies, and they're in the Bible remedies. I got other videos on that. So harmony in the body. Scalar waves, nature only uses the best technology. Life-supporting information field gives millions of life-supporting frequencies 24/7. So when you have the right information biofield, you're getting the right information 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So it's constant. So it's not like taking a medicine and waiting for it to work and then, the next day you've got to take another one. This is continual medicine. Continual, every second. So this is why it's so brilliant and effective. So health or disease. So it's got to override the EMF, number 6. Number 7 has to cancel it out. You want your body humming along the way it's supposed to. Cells tend to go into resonance, quality state of being in the presence of scalar waves. That's what the body thrives on. The quality state of being in the presence of the right biofield. Remove the inhibiting factor of EMF so your body can heal and repair, and allow the body to use the life-enhancing, life-supporting information, scalar energy, and get back into sync. It gently, notice the word gently, places coherent fields continually, restoring your environment, strengthening your biofield. So the body then doesn't have to concentrate on protecting itself from the EMFs. It can concentrate on healing itself. So notice it gently does that. Where the other fields, they're not gentle. They're trying to hit you like a hammer. And they're not, they are continual, but a lot of medicines or supplements are not continual. They don't work in your body 24/7, just when you take them. You know, a few minutes either side of when you take, after you take them. So this is an important point. Now, how it works is crystal photonics. Crystal photonics is the most pure and effective way to generate scalar field. Passive devices cannot change our environment. You cannot control them or make them stronger because they're passive, they're not moving. Scalar fields, a scalar field is 5 times stronger than EMF. Mathematics can actually be put into an electronic machine in a sequence of code to generate high field. See, this is the code again. We need that code. The DNA has a code. It's got special codes. And like in my other videos, I show you that God's name is written on our code and that it's been trying to be changed through these things, through the EMFs. The code's trying to be changed. So there's a code that has God's name on it. It's on every cell of our body. Okay, so blue shield technology is like a crystal photonics, which is light and crystals together. And they form this pure scalar device using light that shields at a cellular level because it's information. Communicates with the biofield, so it's communicating, talking the same language and doing much more. So we want our medicines or our fields talking the same language. Blue shield devices combating the Wi-Fi energy by strengthening and stabilizing energy fields around you. And that's what we need. So like this up here, you're protected by some of them, if it's a mobile device, 5 metres around you. If it's a home device, it's 180 metres around you. So build up your resilience before 5G tears you down. Do not put a mobile phone to your head or in a metal building or a car because it bounces off metal. So how can we call any place in the world? Have you ever thought of that? EMF travels, doesn't stay still. Now, mobile phones and Blue Shield technology have the same components, but Blue Shield's superior. So they both have microprocessors, both have chips, both have circuitry, both are powered. Mobile phones have microwaves, but Blue Shield has scalar waves, and they both have information field. This is false information from a mobile, and this is truth from the Blue Shield, as it was in nature. Okay, so Blue Shield is the only EMF protection that uses 100% pure scalar output. The body will always gravitate towards fields that act within natural laws, attuned to the Blue Shield fields. The EMFs are still there, but the body doesn't recognise them. Remember, it's information technology. The body goes, I don't know that, so it doesn't go in. Your body does not respond to EMF information while in the presence of Blue Shield devices. Keep it simple, no more devices. We have done the research for you, and that's what they say, but I have too, because I've used a stack of them and I've done my blood before and afters, and blood doesn't lie. Blood always tells you the truth. So, spherical protection, so you're protected as you have these units on from all magnetic fields, electric fields, dirty electricity, contact currents, body voltage, radio waves, microwaves, millimetre waves. Remember at the beginning they said the Omicron was millimetre waves. So there you go. So go beyond this thinking. EMF is not readily acknowledged as dangerous. A lot of people think it's okay still. Blue Shield has gone to the next level. Many people say, I don't feel EMF, I don't feel a difference with Blue Shield. It is very subtle. Well, we felt the difference. Some people don't. It doesn't mean it's not working. It's changing your environment. It's changing the environment of your body inside. And sometimes you have to get used to the new environment. But we noticed the difference the first 2 weeks. We were having headaches, we were tired, we were lethargic because it was adjusting and it was detoxing. So it's a totally different form of wave. Meters won't change. So if you're checking Blue Shield with a meter, you're going, hang on, this is not changing. Still got high EMF radiation. Because it's not the radiation that's changing, it's the information that's going to your cell that's changing. This is vital information. So your body is not recognising that EMF that you've just measured on your meter. Your body's not taking that in. Okay, so very important point. So totally different form of wave. Meters won't change, so the meters won't pick it up. Meters won't pick up the difference because it is information technology. The meters won't pick up information technology. So Mark Langdon, the founder of Blue Shield, he was the founder of Blue Shield. It's Tesla technology. And here are some of the units. This is the one I got. If you're in a big city, you have 5G all around you, I'd really recommend the big one, and that covers 240 metres around. But if you do a lot of travelling, also I would recommend the portable one. But if you're in the country, we're in the country, but we still bought this one. If you're in the country where there's no 5G, this one would work too, but I mean, I bought this just in case. It's a 5G one. So anyway, you can talk to us about that, but there's a portable one. It covers you about 5 metres. This person said, I've been using Blue Shield for 5 years and I have to say I've got my life back. Well, that's a big statement. Now, the Blue Shield CEO basically says, my hopes and dreams is Blue Shield technology is placed inside mobile phones, every school, daycare centres, all buildings in Australia are in a blue zone. Can all be done in a flash. So this is this is their goal. This would be a good goal because EMFs are destroying our world. So stay protected with Blue Shield. For devices, drop me an email. If you want a discount, for pensioners or people that are already clients of mine, or you can buy them directly off my site there, livestreamhealth.net.au, or drop me an email if you've got any questions. And if you want to hear about the other missing link. So God bless you, and I hope this information has really helped you. Until next time.